Hey everyone, it's Joy here for Honeybee Stamps, and I created this darling card using the Lovely Layers Hoosier cabinet. Now here is that Lovely Layers die. This does have some little gingerbread in it, but this is just the base die that doesn't have any Christmas add-ons. And then I'm going to use this as the holiday add-on that I've already die cut my things. And then there's also the baking add-on. I did not use that here, but you can use that. That is not holiday or Christmassy at all. So even though I'm creating a Christmas card with this, you don't have to. You have other options with this die. So I have die cut it from kind of a minty cardstock, and I am taking Honeybee Stamps Brilliant White ink, and I'm just kind of ink blending the edges, and I'm going to kind of ink as I go. I'm going to glue some of these pieces together and then ink the cabinets and door fronts and things like that. A lot of this does have some embossed details in it from the die cut. So the cabinet doors have a beautiful like diamond pattern. Some of them have some scrolly leaves or flowers. So it's really detailed and pretty. It's a little bit hard to see on camera. Then we have, to me, kind of what looks like a wine rack that you can put up here at the top. And it has a little frame that goes on the outside. Again, just taking that Brilliant White ink, so a white pigment ink, and adding it to the fronts of this cabinet. I wanted to kind of soften some of that mint color and then just add what feels like a really soft rustic detail to it. So that's what I did there. Sorry, I was messing with my glue. It was kind of stuck, so I had to get that unclogged. And now I can get this centerpiece in place here. This turned out so darling. I love this holiday add-on. It has a bunch of holiday treats, greenery, ribbon. It has, oh no, the gingerbread cookies are from the original dies, not the holiday add-on. But super cute little mug, a candy cane, a cloche, a pie. So we're going to use a lot of those fun goodies. But this just turned out cute. Another thing is the top two cabinet doors open and the bottom two cabinet doors on the right open. So when you die cut it, it just die cuts that they already flap open. Isn't that so darling? I could just see this for so many different types of cards. Even the little accessories you could make gift tags with if you're giving someone a bunch of goodies, if you're going to a housewarming party or something like this. What a cute card. What a cute tag you could make out of these things to add to something that you're bringing. I just think this is so darling. I love Honeybee Stamps. And I say this all the time, their Lovely Layers everything and just their attention to detail and dies. I absolutely love it. I can't get over this. This was one of the first things when I saw it, I'm like, I have to create something with that. It took me a minute to create something with it, and I'm not sure why, but it just is so, so cute. So now I'm putting on the drawer fronts. There's little knobs. I did die cut those in white. It would also be cute if you did it in a gold or kind of like an antique gold. That would be really cute too. Think about all the different colors that you could create with this. I kind of was going off of some cabinetry that I do have in my kitchen. I do have not quite this color. It's not minty. It's a little more kind of robin egg or robin's egg blue. It's a little bit like that. So that was kind of my inspiration. Then we're going to also be using a 3D rustic brick wall 3D embossing folder. It's gorgeous, you guys. Oh, I love it. That's going to be our backdrop. I am creating a 5x7 card. This will fit on an A2 size, but it'll fit. Like you'll have a little bit of stuff on the side, but I wanted more background, a little bit more of a story. Again, I'm going over it with that white ink to add a little more detail to kind of pick up those embossed areas. Then you have this solid background piece. I'm going to adhere this. I'm adding my glue, making sure to not add it to my little open doors. I don't want that. So I'm doing tape runner and some liquid glue to get this held in place. I did not lay it down straight, and because my pattern paper was so thin, it was ripping it, and I'm like, you're just gonna have to deal with it. So it was hardly off center, so you're not even going to notice. So I just kind of dealt with it. I'm like, that's totally fine. Now I'm going to add all the little white knobs onto the cabinet doors, onto the drawers. And then this thing is going to start coming to life. It just turned out so cute, you guys. I just love things like this. Stuff to do with baking because I love to bake. So anything like this is just, I just have a blast putting it together. Let me get my last little couple knobs in place. Then you have a die cut that's going to cut some shelves. So I put some shelves down here. I actually ended up not putting anything inside of it. I had in my mind to, but then I was like, no, I'm just going to put something else on the front of it. On both, there's a little something on the both front of the cabinet doors when I start adding the decoration. So I added it up here on the top right, and I will put some things in that you can open and close. So I think it's very interactive and super cute. Let's put together, now these pieces are from the Hoosier Cabinet Holiday add-on. So we have a pie, we had a little, kind of like a miniature cookie jar kind of a thing. There are a stack of cookies that you can add this little ribbon to, which I think is cute because maybe you're getting ready to give all of your little neighbor gifts or whatever, your little neighbor treats at Christmas time. So that's darling. You have a candy cane here. I'm adhering that to the whipped cream that's going to go inside of this cute mug that has a little heart impression from the die. Then we have something that looks, you know, like a cake with some like chocolate ganache drips going down. It's so yummy looking. And then I'm going to add a little bit of greenery, and so some holly leaves and berries. Then we have another little yummy cake with icing and a cherry on top. That piece is going to go into a cloche that I will die cut in a minute. I did not have that die cut yet. Then from red cardstock, we have this fun little garland here, and I'm going to add greenery on the two sides. You could add it down the center as well, but I'm actually going to move that third one up to the top, and I'll show you that here in just a second. But I'm going to pop this in place just to give us some decoration on the front. We want it to feel Christmassy for sure. So I'm going to add this up in the top in the center, bring our eye up there and have some Christmas going on up here. I'm going to just put that right in place. Isn't that turning out to be so cute? I love it. Then we have this little red mug. I think this is from the Hoosier Cabinet dies, just the regular dies, not the holiday add-on. We're going to add our little jar in there. And then we've got our cute little oven mitts. I'm going to layer those on top of each other, hang that off that bottom door. And how cute is that? Okay, here's that cute little cloche. I die cut the top piece from vellum, the bottom piece from white, and then I can just add this little cake right to the front of it, and it just looks like it's sitting in that glass cloche. I think that's going to be so super cute. So now I'm going to rearrange these guys. I'm going to center that pie. I'm going to overlap things so it just gives it dimension without having to add any dimension to it. So I'm going to stick that pie in the back. That's going to come towards the front. We've got our cute little hot chocolate mug. Oh, I love it. Peppermint hot chocolate is so good. Then I can add my cakes and cookies. And then we've got those little gingerbread men. Now, again, those are die cut from the original Lovely Layers Hoosier Cabinet dies. They are not in the holiday add-on dies. But I'm just going to place these guys around because I just think it's kind of playful. So I'm going to bring in my white gel pen, add detail to the embossed eyes, mouth, and buttons. I guess I probably could have added stuff to his little arms and legs. I kind of didn't even think about it. Isn't that funny? I do end up using that fourth one because when I was all done with this, getting ready to just be done with the card, all of a sudden something dawned on me and I'm like, oh, I need to do that really quick. So I will show you that here in just a second. Let me get these little guys in place. Gingerbread cookies are so yummy. Aren't they cute? I'm coming in with a white gel pen. I'm adding details to the oven mitts. There's embossed lines. I'm just going in those lines with a white gel pen, adding some white highlights to some of those yummy desserts, and to all of the pretty leaves, I'm just going to add a little something there, just to give it a little bit of extra detail. Now, I told you at the beginning, this is a 5x7 card, so I have trimmed out a piece of 5x7 white cardstock. I am putting that in that Rustic brick wall 3D embossing folder and running that through my die cut machine. We're gonna have this beautiful bricked background. So in my kitchen and my dining room, I've got this white brick. It's not completely white. I didn't paint it. I spackled it, so it looks really, really pretty. So again, this is kind of just something that I'm like, I'm getting inspiration from my own house, and I have some wood floors, and so that's kind of where my thought was on this. Okay, I had this leftover drawer, and I thought, how cute would this be to add some foam adhesive behind it? Like it's open, I'm gonna add another little dot. I have no idea why I have an extra drawer left either. I have no idea. And then I have this little gingerbread guy left over, and I'm gonna have him sticking out of that open drawer. Again, just to be a little playful, but I thought having the open cupboards, having an open drawer, just feels like this is in motion. People are living there, they're using it, something's happening for Christmas. So that was my little extra thing that I realized, I'm like, oh, I need to do that. So in my MISTI, I am going to stamp the sentiment from What's Cookin'. I'm using the sentiment that says Baking Spirits Bright. I'm inking that up with red ink, and I'm going to be using the coordinating die to die cut this out. So I'm going to tape that in place with some mint tape. It's a low tack tape. Run that through my die cut machine, and then we can put this card together, which is really super easy. I'm adding some foam adhesive behind my sentiment. I'm adding some foam adhesive big strips behind my cabinet. I'm going to place that on my background, kind of going up more towards the top of the card, because I'm going to place my sentiment at the bottom on the wood floor. And I did just use in my stash some wood grain cardstock for the wood floor. Then I thought, I just want to add a little something to the edges, and it's very minor. This is, oh, what color is this? Pumice Stone Distress Oxide ink. I'm adding the tiniest bit, you guys. I don't want it to be distressed, but I want to have a little finish on the edges. But let's take a look at this up close. Look, you can see in that cabinet, there's some things going on, all the yummy desserts, that fun little open drawer. I think that's my favorite thing about this card. The cabinets at the bottom, just all the things going on that are Christmassy. I love this. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you feel inspired by this project, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.